Hey Jack, do you want to go see a collection of really, really grainy footage of some really good and some really, really bad short horror movies?
Well, most of them look grainy, while one looks like a complete video game.
Absolutely.
Then let's go. I'll grab the ice cream.
Nice. Welcome to Jack and George Watch Movies with uh Jack and George, the greatest movie podcast ever.
So I gotta ask you, Dad, what do you know about 1994?
Oh, 1994. I was 14 years old.
You were?
I was 14 years old. I
Uh-huh.
was a freshman in high school.
I think those all mean the same thing.
I was under 15 years old.
That
Hey,
also...
oh, 1 month. I was over 13 years old.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you're between 13 and 15 years old.
Yeah.
So you're 14 years old.
I was 14 years old.
Can
in
you name some other
1994.
facts?
I had dark hair.
Wow.
Oh, you know what I was really into in 1994?
What?
I was really into recording TV shows such as The X-Files, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Quantum Leap, and I would record them on my VCR. I would record them onto these cassettes called VHS tapes.
Well, I only know what VHS tapes are from the most recent VHS movie we watched, VHS 94.
The VHS series, yes, it has become a series.
Yeah, there's like 8 movies,
We previously watched VHS 2,
which was great.
which was wonderful. I would say every one of those segments was pretty fantastic.
This one was a bit weaker, but
still had some
yeah, still had
real
some
bangers.
real good
in there.
segments.
Yeah. But here's one thing. I didn't really like the framing mechanism with this one at all, and I really liked the framing from VHS 2.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, I thought we were off to kind of a weak start.
Yeah.
But that said, we pushed into high gear with the segments.
Yes, we definitely did. So first of all, what do you think of this movie as a whole?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I
Yeah.
am a kind of a sucker for an anthology.
Yeah, anthology found footage. It's like a dream come true.
Yeah, and I like a well done found footage movie. That said, the found footage aspect of it was done way better in all the segments in VHS 2.
Yeah, I feel like they had more of like a reason for
Yeah,
VHS 2.
yeah, they made it make sense. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You had told me that the direction for VHS 2 was make it make sense and make it practical.
Yeah.
And there's a couple segments in this where I feel like they ignored that shit completely. They were just
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we're gonna look like a video game, and we don't
Yeah,
care."
we'll talk about that one for
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
But first, let's get to the wraparound segment called Holy Hell, and I really did not like this one.
I mean, I really don't know that I even understood it.
Yeah,
It's a bunch
spoilers
of
ahead.
soldiers kind of just endlessly rolling through a location.
Yeah, they're like, it's a SWAT team specifically.
It's a SWAT team, and then they just keep on looking for something, and they find some bodies and
yeah,
stuff.
it's a drug raid.
Yeah, but then at the end there's like this twist that
Yeah.
was really dumb.
It's really dumb, so we'll explain it. Basically, they watch all these VHS tapes shown on random TVs.
Well, sometimes they just cut to one.
Yeah, just randomly. And the fun fact is, like, at the end, there are these 2 ladies in the SWAT team who are revealed to be part of, like, a witch cult that is held inside this building that makes snuff films. And apparently, like, the TV is the drug, and it leaves you in, like, a trance or something.
I thought that was really dumb.
And they say a really dumb line. They say, "We're the final girls, and this will be our last kill."
Yeah.
It was so dumb.
What was bad is like it was bad writing and also really bad acting.
Yeah.
In that last scene, and they're putting on white suits and becoming
Yeah,
like culty.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
But
But the first segment definitely had some good stuff to offer.
Oh, you mean
Ratma. The storm drain.
All hail Ratma.
Yes. So, the storm drain follows a local news channel, Channel 6 News.
This one was just cool.
Yeah,
it was
this one
cool.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's probably your second favorite, right?
My second favorite, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. But this involves a Channel 6 News interviewing people around their town who have claimed to see a rat man in the sewers.
And we never get the sense that he's bad, really.
Yeah, he kind of just hangs out.
Yeah. Ratman.
Man. So they go into the sewers to investigate, and they find out that people might be like living in there. So this Gale Weathers-esque news lady.
Oh yeah, she's like all about the Pulitzer.
Yeah, basically wants to make a story about people living in the sewers.
And so she pursues. She goes into the storm drain, and she finds a bunch of homeless people.
Yeah, she finds this guy
and they're kind of tracking like where these homeless people are.
Yeah, they find this guy named Bill covered in like this black tar.
Oh yeah.
And like he interviews them, and he's like, "What's your name, Bill?" And she says, "Is there anyone else that lives in the sewer besides you?" And he goes, Ratma.
And then this black goo falls out of his mouth.
And they're like, "Oh, we should get out of here." And then they get captured.
Did you realize, because when they wake up and did you realize that the really well-dressed guy, like who's clearly not homeless, was the priest that they were interviewing earlier?
Yes,
okay.
I did realize that.
Yeah, it took me a second to make that connection. Because there's all this talk about like a new god and a new order.
Yeah,
and everything.
It's great. And so they bring the cameraman out. And Ratma comes out of the shadows, and oh my god, what a creature design.
Such a great practical creature design.
Yeah.
He's clearly this, like, almost prehistoric looking, sort of, like, you could see how he looks like a rat,
yeah,
but he also looks more like a monster.
I think it's really, like, the eyes, like the little beady eyes.
Yeah, and he's got these whiskers and this, like, nose.
Yeah, and this, like, huge mouth that drips acidic spit.
Right. Only if you're not worthy.
Yeah, and
if
only
you're
if
not worthy, you will get burned by Ratma's acidic spit.
So the cameraman.
You are worthy, you'll become like a follower of Ratma.
Yeah. So the cameraman gets burnt, gets his face burnt off, and then they bring up the Gale Weathers-esque. I'm just calling her that because I don't know her name.
Let's just say it was Gale Weathers.
Yeah, and she gets kind of like pelted by it in her mouth, and we don't really know what happens. But then we see she's rescued from the storm drain with black markings, and I was just like, oh no.
Yeah. What then occurs is one of the coolest scenes
in the entire movie.
Not even in the entire movie. One of the coolest, like, practical face melting scenes ever.
Basically, she starts saying, like, today we're looking at the fall festival where, like, the biggest apple Ratma will compete to see who has the largest Ratma and
she's
will
like,
win the grand Ratma.
Ratma's, like, coming into her language as she's clearly, like, a follower.
Yeah. And then the guy's like, okay, that's weird. And then she spits something on him. He's like, what the hell? And then she throws up the same spit that Ratma had
all over his face.
It melts his face off, and it's such a cool effect.
He kind of puts his hands at his face and pulls his flesh off, and he's just full on gore skull.
Yeah.
With moving mouth and everything, and it's very clearly not digital.
Yeah, it's very clear. It's very clearly physical. And at the end, she says, "This is Channel 6 News. Hail Ratma."
Yeah, and then we cut.
Yeah.
It's a great segment, and
I absolutely loved it.
It's served really well by how short it is.
Like
it's like 12 minutes long.
It's 12 minutes. Yeah. It's short but really sweet.
Yeah. They get to the parts that you want to see really quickly.
Yeah, I'm really glad they didn't show a ton of Ratma.
Yeah, it would have only made it worse because you only see like his head and everything and some of his feet, but it was a really, really cool one. But then we get back to like the soldiers doinking around the freaking...
And then they like come into a theater, and then the next segment starts playing, The Empty Wake. This one was probably the third best one.
Yeah, I would say it was fine.
It was
like it had
fine.
some really good little scares.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of devolves into a zombie.
What I will say, it takes a long time.
It does take a long time to get going.
There's a point where so a girl is watching over a wake, which is like where family members can come in late at night to like honor their son before the funeral, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
And like the coffin's kind of moving, making some slight knocks. I wish there was a bit more of that before we get to the grand reveal.
Yeah. I guess we're never really one person shows up and kind of utters some sort of like incantation. And then after that, we get treated to basically just like a shambling zombie.
A shambling zombie around.
Yeah.
And you notice the door was chained by him as well.
The door was chained by him as well to kind of like either, it's what I do kind of like about it is that it lets you piece together what's going on.
Yeah,
like maybe this is like a sacrifice.
Maybe this is a sacrifice. Also, in the obituaries, I don't know if you saw this, they like mentioned that like he jumped off a building or something.
Oh, he was in. Yeah, they say he was in like a trance.
Yeah.
Or something, and then he jumped off of a building.
And fun fact, there's like a power outage start, and when like lightning strikes, you can actually see the guy. That said the Hungarian thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
But then the zombie wakes up, and he looks insane.
Yeah, he looks like it's a very cool.
Like half his face is ripped off,
and he can kind of see out the other side of his face, and he's in balm, so like he's falling apart and everything. And then I guess the funeral home gets destroyed by a storm that is going on, right? And
there's a kind of ambiguous ending because the zombie looks like he attacks the girl, and it sees her like stumbling out into the world.
Yeah.
So
I took that as like she's a zombie.
Yeah.
And she's now going to zombify other.
Yeah.
Other
there
people.
could also be the possibility that she just is limping.
Right. Possibly.
Yeah. And then we cut back to my favorite segment.
Which I don't even know what the heck is going on in this thing anymore.
Yeah, they just show random TVs everywhere and people having their eyes gouged out.
And then, not doing this movie any favors, we go to, for whatever reason, the segment they decided to make the longest.
Yep, the subject.
It was just dumb.
This might be controversial, but we really don't like this one.
Is it controversial?
Yeah, it is.
Do a lot of people like this one?
Because it's like kind of action, Resident Evil sort of.
It's a first person shooter essentially, but it looks like one. It looks like exactly a video game. One. And not even good. It looks like Doom from 1994, which I guess makes sense since it's VHS 94. It looks so
digital.
Yeah, it looks really bad.
And stuff there's basically it follows the scientist who is experimenting on humans, trying to make them robots.
And he's got these two main subjects that he is trying to sort of turn into weapons, I guess. Yeah,
so, he gets busted by...
This dude's a murderer. He's stealing people and murdering them to make them into machines.
Yeah, it's
dumb. It starts dumb and it ends dumb.
So, a SWAT team comes in... And they're investigating the place, and they kill the scientist immediately.
Yeah, and they're just, the SWAT team is super over the top. There's the one who wants to help, and then there's the one who's no, these abominations deserve to die.
There's there's a part at the end where he literally rips out wires, and he looks like the freaking.
Oh,
the guy Ray Nicholson from Novocaine.
Yeah, he just pulls wires and there's oil spraying on him.
He's
and he's
I got you.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and then this guy named Jonah is I'm gonna help this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help this robot.
And then he ends up dying. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
I just thought it sucked.
Yeah, and there was this big knife thing that looks so digital.
Yeah.
It was just not great. It was boring. And you want to know the worst part? This was directed by the co-director of Safe Haven.
From VHS 2. Which is an amazing segment.
Yes, it is amazing.
Do you have any idea who the other co-director of Safe Haven was?
No, I don't know who.
We got to look that up because that's something that I would want to, because I'm willing to bet that maybe a lot of it went his way,
Yeah. I am kind of glad they put the entire of the subject in Indonesian.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that was cool. It was cool that it was all of a sudden we were kind of treated to sort of a foreign movie briefly.
Yeah.
And then the last
holy hell, he falls down because he's in a trance. Woo. And then we get to Dad's favorite segment and my favorite segment.
It is so damn creative. Essentially we have a
terrorist organization.
Straight out of the mid 90s.
Yeah,
like you could these guys are like, they even mentioned Bill Clinton being in the White House. Like they mention that it is the 90s. And they're clearly an extreme right-wing organization.
They're like white supremacists.
Yeah.
And they're
planning a terrorist attack.
And they start off by killing a guy for no reason, and we don't know.
We don't know who this dude is.
And
then we see them. What was your first thought?
I kind of thought this guy was like a hostage of some sorts.
But when you see them kill him again, what was your thought? Did you think, because I went, oh, this is a time loop or something.
I didn't exactly think that. I just kind of thought of, for some reason I thought flashbacks. When they killed him for a third time and like drained his blood, I kind of thought like, oh, he must be like a demon or something.
I thought maybe, because they're also a kind of religious organization. So I thought maybe he was like the Antichrist.
Yeah, but this is where it gets creative. They drain his blood and they inject it into a rabbit. And the thing is, when the sun comes up, it makes the blood ignite and explode.
Like huge.
The rabbit.
Like they put a little bit of blood into this rabbit and there's a huge explosion. So you get the idea that they're going to use this blood as a bomb
to like blow up a federal building.
Yes, yeah.
And so because, of course you celebrate after you test your tools and not after you do the thing.
They screw up.
They get super drunk. They're supposed to kill the guy. They have one guy say, "Yo, kiss the vampire, dude."
Well, they don't even say it then. They're just like, kiss him. It's not till the next day where I feel like there's the full reveal and it's so small.
Yeah,
like one of the dudes is running out and
it's like, you're covered with vampire blood.
And it's so good and he just blows up.
And then like the guy starts shooting a bunch of people.
And then you find out, oh, this was a vampire. This was they had a vampire and now it's loose. And they're trying to now track him down before the sun goes down and he would become unstoppable. Yeah,
basically. So they go inside the farmhouse and all hell breaks loose, and it's one of the coolest vampire designs.
Yeah, like
ever.
The Blade 2, Guillermo del Toro, where like their jaws sort of split open.
Yeah.
Almost like a bat, looks like. It's sort of like that, only they've got like rows of teeth.
Yeah, and our first reveal is him biting a guy's face off.
Face right off, yeah.
And fun fact, the same guys who designed the Ratma costume designed this.
It was really well done.
Yeah, it was really well done. So
he just destroys everybody.
Yeah, he goes in the farm. He like ignites himself.
Yeah, that surprised me. He like kills himself. To destroy the entire group. Yeah.
Yeah, to kind of like destroy everyone.
And that's where it ends.
That's where it ends. And then we get to Holy Hell's ending.
And I don't even care. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's like revealed at the end that one of the FBI guys is in the like terrorist group.
But who was he and why do I care?
He was one of the guys that like jumped to the side when people were getting shot.
Like, why do I care?
Why do I care
that he was in this? And now I was so confused by that whole framing thing.
Yeah.
And then the girls are taking their clothes off and putting on white suits, and they just tell us like everything that they didn't do a good job showing us.
They're like, oh yeah, we are the cult members, guys.
Yeah, we're a VHS based snuff film organization that is so dangerous and so bad and so cool that we have to put on black suits and ties.
Honestly, I don't know where's the subject or the holy hell.
I can answer that. It was the subject.
Yeah, probably. That was so bad.
You know, you had told me that that VHS2 was sort of the only good one, and I had talked to a friend about it, and he had said that all of them have at least one good segment,
Yeah.
and
have
this
heard-
one had more than one.
Yeah,
Like,
this one
this
had-
one had a couple.
This
Yeah.
one had Empty Wake was okay.
Yeah, but the Storm Drain was great.
Storm Drain was great. My
Terror
favorite.
was wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I'd say maybe we keep going with the VHS
Yeah.
franchise.
What do you say next up? We watch VHS Halloween.
I'm down.
Yeah, it's got a.
Is that supposed to be the third best one?
I think. I mean, there's a couple rated 2.9s. Like VHS 94 was one of them, and that was probably the best of them. There's VHS Halloween, which actually looks really good, and then there's VHS Beyond, which it's kind of like sci-fi only.
There's a VHS Viral, right?
Yeah, VHS Viral, and that has a 1.8 on Letterboxd.
Ooh, we gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got our work cut out for us, man. We got a lot of we got a lot of bad movies to watch.
Got all the bad movies. But yeah.
Yeah. VHS
VHS
94.
Cool.
Which, by the way, in 1994, I don't know if you guys know this, but I was 14 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't even know that like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, now you know, buddy.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Bye.
Bye.